Hello, sir. Welcome to the Salesforce Testing Guy. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very fine, sir. So, sir, as you know, the agenda of today's podcast is that how we can help freshers who are looking for a job change or who are looking for a start their career into the field of Salesforce testing. So, I have prepared few set of questions while interacting with all those individuals who has an agenda to pursue their career in the Salesforce. So before we start that particular podcast, if you have anything to share your experience, so you just let the audience to know about more yourself, how you are into that particular industry and so on and so forth.
Yeah, sure. So, hi, this is Ayush. So, let me tell you, in a very short way, how I got into testing and how I got into Salesforce. So, basically, I was in CS, I was a CS BTech graduate. Then I got a campus placement in Accenture in Chennai in 2017. So there also they were categorizing like if you are from CS or IT, then you will go into say Java batches or any development batch for training purpose. And if you are any other batch, say if you are from mechanical or if you are from EC, then they'll put you into testing orientation batches or training batches. So in that way they categorize. So I did my even that orientation or we used to call it green belt training into
Okay.
Java development only. So I was in the sense like I'll get a development project, but the thing was I didn't want it to stay in Chennai. So it was a rumor somehow like if you got a training into Chennai, then you'll get a project in Chennai itself. So we all were worried, like we didn't wanted to settle in or just
Okay.
wanted to work in Chennai. Even if it was for Bangalore or say some other location, we were fine. But we didn't wanted to stay in Chennai. So that's why like the first call that we received was from a testing project in Gurgaon. So and also
Okay.
like Gurgaon, Delhi is my hometown. So I thought, okay, let's join this project, and I wasn't aware about testing. Even if you ask any CS graduate, they'll tell you the testing part is just one. In one semester, there's just few chapters that teaches you what testing is, and
Yes.
that's just the
Yes.
basic concept of testing. You will never get the idea of what testing exactly is. So that
True.
was by
True.
coincidence. I joined testing. Then for about 8 9 months, I did like normal manual testing on few of the web applications for the project. Then there was a new project in that same project. There was a new team that was forming that was for Salesforce. So always like I always wanted to like I don't want to sit and just do one regular work. That was a very boring and tedious task for me. If I'm going to work
Okay.
for 9 hours, I need to do something that motivates me, right? So
True.
I
True.
cannot do like anything just sitting down, just putting numbers or just creating test cases. So that was not my
Okay.
not my cup of tea. Even not right now. I don't like to do work like that. So so there was a new team forming up, and it was for Salesforce, and we just heard about it that there's a new Salesforce CRM tool in market. Actually, not new, but we just got into IT and we
Yes.
learned that it was a really great CRM tool right now. It was gathering quite a audience at that time. So I thought, okay, let's volunteer for that project. So I got into that project, started learning what Salesforce was, and I worked for about 1.5 years in that organization on Salesforce, and
Okay.
that's how I got to learn what Salesforce is, how great Salesforce is, like what are the advantages of Salesforce. So that's what I like. Then with that also like I got to learn a proper testing, because before that what I was doing, that
Okay.
was just a BAU task that we call it in IT industry, that just a BAU task. There was nothing challenging in that. So
Okay.
with
Okay.
that Salesforce project, I got to learn what testing really is, how important testing is, what testing like what it does to a project, how it offers to the project, right? So and also like I got to learn what Salesforce and what all the fundamental points of Salesforce. So that's how I got into Salesforce. Then I joined another organization. There also I worked on Salesforce for about 1.5 years. I mainly so majorly I worked on Salesforce as a integration application, where the like Salesforce application is integrating with some in-house application or say some third-party application. Say we have Siebel CRM as well. That's a old CRM application. So
Okay.
we have integrated that with Salesforce as well in my previous project. So I have majorly worked on those areas, the integration areas. And currently here as well, I'm working on the integration areas as well as on the functional side of the Salesforce.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So,
that's literally.
and that's perfectly fine. And you have mentioned one of the major key, like how we can make testing interesting. Like
Correct.
when you join the projects of Salesforce, you think that this is actually my cup of tea,
Right,
where
right,
I'm engaging, I'm investing my whole day, I'm learning something new. So
right,
that motivates you in order to learn something. That's perfectly
correct,
fine. Like I like the first question, according to my perception, that I engaged from by engaging from all those pressures, I go to know like what problems are they actually facing. The first problem are faced by the fresher is like how, like, test if I consider a situation where I'm a fresher and I'm looking for a job change. I am looking for a good job in the Salesforce testing only. So,
right.
how would you suggest to a fresher that you have to do all those, you have to match all those preconditions actually? So, may you
Right.
please guide them in a better way?
Sure, 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 definitely. So, first of all, learning Salesforce is a separate concept. Learning testing is a separate thing.
Okay.
Salesforce testing is not very different from other testing that we do, right? Because I have been part of waterfall testing as well. I've been part of mainly agile testing. I have tested. I've been in projects where we have tested UI applications, web-based applications, as well as mobile applications and
Okay.
Windows applications as well. So
Okay.
the thing is, Salesforce testing is nothing different from a regular UI testing. But the main thing is, if someone, even if it is a if some person is a fresher, or if that person is a experienced guy or girl, they don't need to learn Salesforce first. They need to learn the concepts of testing, right?
Okay.
Even when I interview someone, I get to know their testing concepts, how good they are in testing. So what testing is, basically testing doesn't mean that you have to find the bugs. Testing
Okay.
basically is you have to improve the quality of that particular application that you are testing,
That's
right?
true.
Yeah, so basically, no tester can ever find 100% of the bugs. So that is a statement. You cannot find 100% of the bugs. What you have to do, you have to improve the quality of that particular application. So you have to think outside of the box to test that application, right?
True,
So
true.
first of all, your testing skills should be good, right? You have to learn the testing skills. There are lots of courses on YouTube. On I prefer Udemy over other sites. Well, yeah, there are other sites as well, like Coursera, Edureka. You can refer to any website. Even you can go to YouTube. There are lots of channels right now who are supporting testing. Like in earlier times when we were in college, we used to hear that testing is not that good, you must go into development. Not our professors, but yeah, we got to hear this from our seniors. Say it was like a rumor that testing is not that good. And yeah, even testing doesn't get a good reputation in IT that much as the development gets. But yeah, let me tell you, if you are becoming a good tester, that means you know how to test that application, you know how to improve the quality of that application. That should
Yes.
be your goal, correct? So first of all, you should have a good understanding of testing concepts, the requirement that is there to which you want to apply, right? You need to understand what exactly they are looking for. You have that particular points with you, correct? So
Yes.
testing concepts should be there. First of all, you should have good analytical skills. You should have good aptitude for a testing job, right? Because a developer, what developer does is, I know the developer is a really great job. Most people like going into development if they are opting for a
Yes.
IT career. But yeah, what developer does is they develop one particular aspect or one particular say module of our application, right? Even if you talk about Salesforce, we have lots and lots of objects in Salesforce. Some are custom, some are
Standard
standard
objects.
objects we have. Yeah, and we have lots of processes in Salesforce. We have lots of sharing rules. So one single developer will not be able to develop all these things, right? They'll
Yes.
be developing one particular process into Salesforce, but one tester who is testing that Salesforce project, he should know everything in and out of that Salesforce application, right? So first of all,
Yes.
you should have good testing knowledge. You should have good analytical skills. Your aptitude should be good. After that, you should go and learn the Salesforce concept. So basic Salesforce concept steps are good enough to get a as a fresher. You should have a basic Salesforce knowledge. You can go to any YouTube channel, or you can go to any Trailhead mix that teach you the
Yes.
basics of Salesforce. You can go over there and learn the Salesforce. But first, you should have a good testing knowledge. That is my major point.
Yes, yes. Your major points basically includes your Udemy courses, and one
Yeah,
like Trailhead is one of the thing, like an ocean of information which is
correct.
totally
Definitely.
related to the the Salesforce. And
Mm.
one thing I just wanted to add over there, like you have said that testing is also one of the profile, and
Yeah.
I always 100% agree with you on this particular point. And my one of my favorite quote is always believe, like it's an anonymous quote, everyone can do a
Mhm.
testing, like everyone can do a testing, but the
Right.
tester can do a testing in a betterment way.
Correct.
So so this is the thing that personally motivates me, that testing is also one of the profile, and it is a very good job. Like if your analytics skills are good, and you
Right.
think, if a tester is not about like finding bugs, it's all about
Right.
like how we can improve the quality, so that if the end user is using our application, is the major thing, and we are the one who is
Right.
responsible for boosting the confidence in the particular
Confidence.
application.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like, and like how we can motivate, as per your experience, to the freshers, that testing is also one of the profile.
Right. Right. Yes.
Yes. And my next question is, like, for example, I have gone through your LinkedIn profile, where I only saw one thing, like you always share
Right.
jobs. Like, so do you think like writing interested in the comment section is enough?
No, definitely not. That is not at all enough because say, suppose if some person is sharing a job and they have say they have 500 contacts or say 500 connections. Out of those 500, say 50 people have written interested in the comment section. Do you
Yes.
think that just that one thing will make you stand out of those 50 other candidates who have also written the interested?
Not
Obviously,
at all.
that will not, right? So
Yes.
yeah, you are being proactive, that you are checking on LinkedIn, you are writing interested. That is good, but you have to become, you have to stand out of that particular crowd right now. Because yeah, if someone is sharing a job, they'll definitely share that this is the HR say email ID. So just prepare a short CV, say 3 4 lines. Prepare a short CV, prepare a good resume, and mail to that particular HR. This is this is my profile. I have done this, or I have good knowledge of these things. Just include your resume and then send it out. Send it out. So that will make you stand out of that particular crowd, right? And if they have
True.
not provided the HR, so sometimes it happens people forget to add the HR email ID. So just ping that particular person. If that person is sharing the job, they will definitely reply to your DMs, right? So just ping that
Yes.
person, reach out to people. I would say even just not just check on LinkedIn that job is available. Go to that particular company's job board. If someone is not sharing, say my company, just go to my company's job board. Search for your required job, and say you can ping me that there is a job available in your company. This is the job URL. Can you please refer me? Right, so that will show that you are making efforts to get that job. If you are just pinging someone, is there a job in your company, so that will not show the. I will I Let me tell you, I get this type of messages, is there a job in your company, like 10 times a day. I will not
Okay.
going to reply to every single person. Yeah, there is a job. What is your
Yes.
skill set? What is your requirement? Obviously, you need to put your efforts that this is a job. I want to apply to this. Can you please refer me to this job? So you need to put efforts into that to stand out of that particular crowd.
True, true. It means writing in interested is not at all enough. And if
Right.
someone is, if a fresher is looking for a job, and if someone is looking for a job change in the Salesforce, like for
Right.
example, he or she must have a writing etiquette should be there.
Correct.
Always
Correct.
does not write like if there is any opening. You can say that like,
Correct.
hi, I am Salesforce testing
Right.
guy. I just recently across gone to go through your website, and I have found one
Right.
of the job vacancy over there. And a perfect professionalism content should be there that motivates you
Right.
to that, I have to refer that particular person, because it shows
Right.
that this person has a zeal to learn something. So
Correct,
yeah,
correct.
I definitely found
Even
this. Yes.
yeah, even if you say like if you are a certain HR of certain company, you get say thousands of job mails daily, right? You will not going to read every single email. You're going to read that particular mail where the subject line intrigues you, right? Where you
Yes.
have written that I have experience of this many years into this particular domain that is specific to that particular job. HR will going to read that particular email, not those thousand other emails, right? You
Yes.
should have good
Yes.
writing skills.
Yes, you must have a good subject line also, like
Right,
you that also motivates, or an eye-catching thing from the perception of
right,
HR, because
correct.
this is the main thing. Like one question again, like for example, if I am a fresher, like I just wanted
Mhm.
to know the difference between like how testing in Salesforce is different from testing Android application or website application, because someone says like both are same, it has UI issues. So according to your perception and your experience, that do you feel that this is the main difference between testing in Salesforce and testing in other applications?
Definitely. So, let me tell you, I mentioned earlier as well, like there's not particularly there's a difference between if you say Salesforce testing or if you say web UI testing or mobile testing. Salesforce has its own mobile application as well nowadays. So it's
Yes.
not that different. The different part is when you are testing, you should have good knowledge of Salesforce. I'm not saying like if you're a fresher, you will not have good knowledge. You can learn like Salesforce concept from say Trailhead, one of the like as you said, it's an ocean of knowledge for Salesforce right now. So yeah, so if you're testing Salesforce, it will definitely give you an edge if you have good knowledge of Salesforce. So that is the major part. If you're talking about if there is a difference, because see, if let me give you an example. Suppose if I'm testing some application, sorry, if I'm testing some custom
Yes.
object, and there is some relationship field that I'm not aware of that this is linked to some other custom object right now. So
Okay. Okay.
as a normal UI tester, I will say like this particular field is showing me data that is not as per the requirement, or that is not as per the story or client's requirement, right? But what if there is a relationship that is working in behind the picture, say that particular object is related to some other object, so that you will have only if you have worked in Salesforce or you have learned about Salesforce, right? So
True. True.
if you talk about difference, so I would say the difference is you should have knowledge of Salesforce. But yeah, if you're a like a normal tester, or if you have started into Salesforce career, or say if you have started into testing career, or you're just a fresher who wants to get into testing domain, there's no problem. You can definitely get into Salesforce. Currently, the thing is most of the MNCs company, so it's not a good thing currently, but most of the MNC companies don't hire Salesforce testers right now. They just hire testers,
Okay.
either they are freshers or they are experienced. As per the requirement, they hire tester, and then they put people into Salesforce projects. But product
Okay.
based companies, or say startup companies, they have started picking out specifically Salesforce testing employees right now. So
Yes.
if you want to start your career, then you should first have good analytical skills, you should have good testing skills, then you go ahead and learn Salesforce.
True, true, true. Like last question of that particular podcast about like how Salesforce testing actually works according to your experience. Like according to you, what all skills that a tester or a fresher must have if he wants to start his career in the Salesforce testing?
Right. So I think if you talk about separately Salesforce skills, then okay,
Yes.
you should have the Salesforce basic Salesforce admin knowledge. So there's a Salesforce certification. So that is, I
Yes.
think, a very good way to get into Salesforce if you want to learn Salesforce. Then you should start with the syllabus of Salesforce administration certification. So there's a great trail mix in the Trailhead. So it has all the Trailhead programs that is required to learn everything that is there in Salesforce. So it will give you the basic understanding of what Salesforce is, how it works, what are all the objects, how they are working, what is profile, and all those things. It will give you that particular knowledge. So I think that particular say admin, not just certification. If you don't have time, or if you are not able to complete the certification, just have that particular knowledge. So I always tell people like knowledge is much more important important than any certification on any batch that you do.
True.
Right. So you must have that knowledge of Salesforce admin. Then I think you can get into a Salesforce testing job.
Sure. And thank you so much, Ayush sir, for joining and sharing your valuable time with valuable points. And it will definitely help freshers because this is the Salesforce is now trending. And
Right.
if I'm talking about like Salesforce testing, if any person wants to learn Salesforce testing, there is as such no website is
Right.
there in order to learn the testing. That is why the agenda of today's podcast is to interact with you and let them, the freshers, to know about that. Yes, Salesforce testing is one of the field is there. You can learn from the experience holders who are in that particular field from last 2 to 3 years or more than that. And
Right.
yes, this will definitely help all those individuals also. Like in the last, if you have any suggestions or any feedback from the side of you can share over there.
Yeah, just one thing I would like to share. So I have seen a lot of people on LinkedIn right now. Let me tell you, like LinkedIn is currently the best market for learning for any job that you want to get into, any job or to learn anything, to get a good connection, to create that
Okay.
connection. That is the best website that you can have right now. So just go on LinkedIn, create connection, reach out to people. You will be like surprised. People are like helping each other right now. Like they're helping people to get jobs. I've
Okay.
seen like in last 2 years, I've seen a lot of people who are helping. Like people have lost their jobs due to this situation, this COVID
Yes.
situation over the last 2 years. I've seen people helping each other to get the jobs. I've seen people helping to reach out to the particular HRs. Even I have done a few of like I've helped few of the people. So let me tell you, like if you're say messaging 20 people, 5 out of those 20 people will definitely help you. But you have to have
Yes.
that particular. You have to do that R&D, right? If you are reaching
Yes.
out to someone, please help me, right? That person will not going to help you. You have to provide them info that I have learned this thing. I want to go into this particular domain. I want to learn this particular thing, but I'm not sure where to learn it. Can you please help me with which website should I use, which course should I take, or which HR should I reach out to? So you have to do your R&D, right? So
Okay.
that is my main point. Like you should always do that.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir, for joining and sharing your valuable points. It means a lot for my channel, that is Salesforce Testing Guide, and this video will
Yeah.
definitely help all those freshers who are looking for a bright career in the field of Salesforce testing. Thank you so much once
Yeah.
again, sir.
Thank you.